stop cheating.
What's up guys, Fury TV here, and we're back with another episode of Poker Hands. Today, we're going to be taking a look over the best hands of Phil Ivey's attempt to win $800,000 in the $50,000 short deck high roller event in the 2020 Millions in Sochi. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos on a daily basis.
I know Paul wants that title so bad. So many seconds in these high roller events. Just another one the other day.
1.5 million chips now. Nearly 2.5 times the average.
Joaquin Young with the worst Ivey in there with also a pretty unattractive hand, even though technically in the lead.
I thought you haven't even seen your card yet.
Check.
Oh, good start for Phil here.
Yeah, both his opponents catch a piece. Jason going to bet out again in this game. Every hand needs a little bit of protection. I think as a 10 could be good here.
I think we only have to bet 8. Well, it's not a blind, it's an ante-game. Are you guys...
What's the minimum bet?
It's 1 ante or 2?
1 ante or 2 ante?
Probably 2, right?
No,
What's
post
flop?
Oh, really? You can bet 8 and so that's interesting. That's a little counterintuitive. Crowd going wild for Paul in the Twitch chat. Said if anyone can do it, Paul can do it.
The savior of ace queen, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Turn king, let's check. Phil with ace, not low kicker. Happy to check back. Makes aces full of kings. Bad run up for Jason. Beats absolutely nothing now. King,
Yeah,
jack,
maybe
king,
he's
queen,
thinking
queen, jack.
though. Maybe he's thinking that maybe Phil could just have a 10 as well.
Right. So he's going really small here. Thinks queen high might be good. Is that what he's doing?
Just repping quads.
I mean,
Quad kings running.
8K with a. I mean,
It's a slot.
it's a value bet, right? It's a value block.
I think it's also interesting, like there's not, I guess weak ace makes sense to check back, but he's trying to think what ace does Phil have that he call flop, checks turn.
Right.
I guess makes, you know, that's weak aces, yeah, and he's on the button, it makes a lot of sense. Gonna think about this time make on this, surprising a bit.
At the same time, what bluffs does Phil have when he calls the flop?
Right.
I mean, definitely plays ace-6, ace-7, ace-8, ace-9 the same way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of combos of value.
Yeah, he was the dealer button, he was forced in there.
You're saying basically at this point you think he's turned like 10-8 into a bluff if you call here. An ace just as likely as a 10. And an ace is always going to raise, a 10 isn't. Jason lays it down. But he was thinking.
Phil shooting him some glances. Interesting on that. I wonder if I'm sure it's been played maybe somewhere.
They must have started off with, well, this is too crazy, let's try potting it. And
yeah.
Like 5 in the morning every night in
I think Jason's probably the person to ask, right? Probably
Yeah.
been involved in those conversations.
Yep.
I wasn't in the mood for shenanigans, you know, staying awake was hard enough, for sure.
Sam Greenwood quickly shifts from chatting to game face here. He's got pretty good hand, and he's decides to, you know, again the benefit of.
Wow, Ivey says no ICM here, pal.
I've had enough. He said, "I see what you're doing. You got a big stack, and I'm gonna."
Wow. Harry Katz impressed. Sam Greenwood, probably the opposite. See how it works out. 2-1 favourite, Ivy for the double up, and to take the chip lead here in our 50k short deck. Ace Queen 10, while Greenwood just flops the joint. Well, Phil, he's heroed it off, and he's been punished. He needs a king.
Don't say that in the flop in short deck.
What an unlucky flop for Phil.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he's got
10 or an ace for the win, king for the chop.
This is short deck.
Phil Ivey, another final table.
Greenwood being forced to sweat. Oh, it is the 10.
Wow, the hard way. Holy Ivy right there, back in the game.
Ivy. Chip
What
leader.
a hand.
Sam Greenwood putting the pressure on the medium stacks. Phil Ivey having none of it. Says, I call you with ace jack. Makes a house. Now, good luck the field. Phil Ivey. Man, myth, legend. Let's have a quick look, Jeff, and down his Hender Mob. I know not playing as many tournaments as perhaps he used to, but I was just checking. His last tournament win, May 2018. Could he get that sorted today? Interesting, he's continuing to limp, this time from the hijack. Ace King, and here we go. Mikhail jacks on the button, sees two limps into him.
Yeah, it's also a little different with hijack limp versus under the gun limp. So Ivy's he's gonna get a little less credit, and this may get jacks to bite here. And
It does.
does bite, but it's also for Ivy. You know, it's like
He's snapping.
kind of you're trapping in a way, but it's just such a big hand.
It is a fair fight. You hear them say Ace King versus Jacks.
Big moment here.
Huge pot. 7.3 million chip pot.
Yeah.
Jeff, and all this talk about Ivy. If he loses this one, he's got just 500k behind.
Yeah.
West meets East.
Big moment.
King 10-8. Ivy looking good, of course. Not many cards that don't give Mikhail extra
Two outs it says currently, but most likely on this turn
Right.
that'll fly up.
He's going to have something, unless
Yeah.
the board pairs, or it comes a 6. Well, it does come a 6. Here we go, the safest card in the deck for Phil. Just the 2 outs with 1 pull.
Safe.
Safe indeed. And Mikhail, wow, he had a roller coaster ride in this final table.
Yeah.
Jacks are really the hand that's cost him both times.
You happy with that?
You're chip leader right now, buddy.
And Mr. Ivy got the aces. Limps in. Sam checks back king out of clubs. Rut-row. This could be a big one, Jeff. We got top set against the nut flush draw and a pair.
Action. Top set Ivy, no big deal. What a board though. I mean, I guess for Greenwood, you know, it's a little unlucky. He's got that pair flush draw. He's got to think, you know, against the set. This is like the worst hand he could be against. Even like ace queen as 8 would be live, but or you know ace jack. He's got the whole shalada, but here he's really just drawn to that flush. And for Ivy, a bit unlucky. Oh well, that actually now that is that's a sight you'd love to see if you're a Phil Ivey fan.
Quads for Ivy. Greenwood still with that nut flush draw. Remember, in this game, flush beats a house. So we can see Greenwood 0%, but he's going to think he's still doing okay in this
Gotta
one.
love it. Slip some rope, you know, in case some, I mean, just pretty special stuff here. This is, I mean, if flush runs out, if a club were to come, oh my goodness gracious, come on.
Wow, we have quads versus nut flush in short deck.
Wow. This is, honestly, this is, I mean, is there any chance it doesn't?
Just goes in,
it's
right?
in. It's going in. How could it not go in?
If Ivy bets, Sam's going to raise, Ivy's going to jam.
This is insane. And Sam is thinking about Vegas and the Mirage, and this is this is the one that you don't get there. You're on your way and you don't get to in the door somehow. This is, I mean, there's just no other. I mean, it's just none. There's hand combination 1, right? All the other ones are houses.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, I guess you might think Phil could have a lower flush, but a full.
Right.
You know that a full house doesn't beat.
But you're going to raise up here, and you're going to
You get raised, and you think maybe Phil has like the queen high or whatever, a flush. Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to like it when he gets jammed on.
He's probably. I don't even think he thinks long. Wow.
Obviously, you lose the 10-9 of clubs, and you lose the aces. Those are the 2 hands you can lose to here.
And if you're Phil, you lose. Or
Say for Phil, he loses to the 10-9 of clubs and the king-10 of clubs. I mean.
No, king-10 of clubs, right? That's it.
Sorry, yeah, king-10 of clubs only.
So there's one hand you lose if you're Phil, and
there's 2 if you're Sam.
Yeah. So it's the biggest cooler you'll see, really.
Sam's going to feel sick, but he can't fold. Quads.
Wow.
Have some of that.
Wow. What a hand. I mean, this is a sick 3-handed, 1 versus 2 stack in the biggest cooler you're going to see possible. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, that's great. What a run out. What a hand.
That is ludicrous.
That is absolutely nuts.
In fact, he came second in both the 100K and the 50K at World Series Poker Europe in the short decks.
Oh, really? For the...
And then,
were those bracelet events? How many did they get for those?
I'm not sure if they were or not. But then, I mean, if you look here, he even got in the 2.5K. He went deep in that one again. Short deck. A couple of short deck cashes in the Bahamas at the Millions World. So yeah, he's been busy at short deck.
Oh, right. That's the one Leon won.
Right, yeah.
And it wasn't. It was 14 and 15. It didn't qualify for a bracelet, but I know that's one Leon will take to be a highlight of his career.
Right,
beating Ivy heads up. All right, so Ivy's been in form for tournament here. I didn't realize he was. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's not too long ago. And Yang is going to be speeding here with not a lot of a path. This is a hand he's not going to get to fold. This innocuous 8 ends up making Phil a pretty strong hand. And he is going to need some serious help on the river. I mean, there's a couple cards like a 6 or an ace that could... Oh, my goodness.
How about 10?
Well, you just don't want to think that's in the realm of possibility, but this is a especially unfortunate run out for Phil.
The Gin 10.
So it's all about sizing here. Phil calls the turn. You know, Phil has like an ace-jack or ace-queen in his hand, or a 2-pair combination. How can he get away? And he goes a little over half pot.
Yeah, it feels like these kind of hands, Jeff, where you don't block any pairs, straight to the one of the hands you like to size up with.
Yeah.
Your opponent can definitely have 2-pair. I mean, Phil's not falling for this sizing, is he? Ever.
Can't think so. He's definitely, his alarm bells are going up though. Like he loses to a fair amount of hands, the ace 2 pairs, the straight, which the straight you kind of just have to shrug, and like if your opponent really had a gut shot and gets it. The rare time bank for Phil. I see he's got a pile of them over there.
Yeah. Phil checking that button doesn't have that many strong hands, and I think this is one he just has to put into the cool range. Sure, he does have some better, but not many. Yeah, he does make the call, and I think it's the right call. Obviously, he's going to get the bad news. All of a sudden, Jeff, we got a little game on our hands. 9 plays 6 in the chip count.
I haven't put my thoughts with 10 jack yet.
Jacks versus Jacks. Look at this.
See what happens here.
These are the fun ones, Jeff, when the players have the same hand.
Yeah, position such an advantage,
See who
which
comes out
is
on top.
why King's Young.
All in.
Whoa.
Is this it?
Limp jam.
Pretty hard to have the same hand and heads up.
This is going to be funny.
Same man?
Wow, how
Let's
good's
just try
Phil
that now.
Ivey? He just straight away saw the smile. Is it the same
I
hand?
hope I could.
Huh?
I hope I could chop.
They still have to run it. They say let's just chop now, but
Yeah, just in
it's
case.
there you go,
not to
safe as
be.
can be. That's gonna happen a lot in short deck. The oh, close. Ivy
Yeah.
almost there.
Keep running it. One more heart. Ivy limps in Jack 9 of clubs. White kid checking Queen 8 of clubs on the button.
A lot of clubs and
Hello.
wow, I was just gonna say it's almost
Hello.
impossible to see club over
Oh.
club, but this is a
Double gut shot for Wykin with the better
Crazy
flush
spot.
draw. Phil pair and flush draw.
wow. This is spelling a lot of trouble for potentially Phil. A really good card though. Look, he jumps into the lead now all of a sudden.
Right, Brit comes means his jack's still good. Remember, guys, flush beats a full house in this game. If this comes a club, we're still going to see carnage.
Wow.
Well, we're not seeing carnage, we're seeing a queen. So Wykin takes the narrowest of leads, queens and tens.
Phil
That had
Ivey.
all the making, Jeff,
Yeah.
for a big pot.
And Phil's actually, it's interesting enough that he's going to bet. This is not.
Right.
Both don't like these runouts, but with
Bet
Queen
pot as
8, this
well.
is a great bet, and this is actually, you know, if you're watching at home, you see the runout, you go, oh man, it's a bit unlucky, or Phil's gonna end up losing this hand. But you know, it's like if you're Wyking Young,
Right.
what are you gonna do? You got a queen, you beat like
Right.
nothing.
And it makes sense. Phil can definitely have hands like King 10 and Queen 10. One with full house, one's a straight. You can have King Jack.
Yeah,
And he's been limping all his hands, so he can
it's a big payday. It's gonna be whatever, but you're just never quite happy with getting second. It just feels almost like, for example, Kerry Katz got what, 4th, or did he get 3rd? He got 4th. Oh,
He got
4th.
fourth, yeah.
So
Sam was out in
you know, in a spot like that where you're short and there's 7 left and you end up getting 4th, you may actually be more like, all right, you're like, I did pretty well for the
Right.
situation. If you get second though, you're always just like, oh, especially if you're not, if it's like close, if it's not
Right.
a
If
dominatingly.
When Wykin started this heads-up battle, he was happy to be down to the last 2. Now he's built up his stack. He's thinking about winning it.
Yeah.
Well, having had such a huge stack with 5 left, anything less than first would feel like a failure.
Phil.
Even starting the heads-up, right? He had 11 to 3 lead, 11.5 to 3.5.
And look at this. I mean, this is barreling into Wykin Young's top pair here. And if you're Wykin Young, this is I mean, look at they're close. And this is going to be for the chip lead, this pot. And if Phil doesn't keep betting or improve, he is going to be an underdog. And that was a bet he was looking to take down. He gets called here and thinking about what things he can do. And this card in particular, I would imagine, favors Wykin Young's range a lot, right? If you're Phil, you're not betting so many 10s necessarily. And Wykin Young's definitely going to check call a lot of 10s, especially a 10 with backup. So if you're Phil, you may shut down here, realizing too, well, you may, but then you may just reach for a big stack of blue.
I'm with you. This feels like a shutdown card, but
And, you know, again, Wykin Young not going to be thrilled to see this bet, although I think your hand was too good to go away. But look at the bluffs. Is Phil going to be bluffing the King Jack, Jack 9? You know, you wouldn't maybe think just some 6Xs are going for bluffs here, but
on the flip side, Jeff, I just talking about how both players have been playing fairly passive post. We haven't seen too much action. Maybe Phil deciding, right, let's
But
throw
also,
something out there.
now if you're Wyken Young, you kind of realize if you were behind Queen King or Ace Queen, maybe this opponent wouldn't just keep betting here. So it's sort of really polarizing to a 10 or not.
And King on the river, not a card that either player want to see.
But a jack here for him is a key card too, because he knows that, you know, the jack 9 that's a straight, or somehow ace jack if he was betting and barreling off a gut shot, which maybe like spades, he has no spade in his hand, like that would be one of the few. You know, it's less likely his opponent has a straight now with the jack, so it's very interesting.
At the same time though, Phil can obviously have aces, he can have kings. He can still have something like king jack. Wow.
Whoa, it's gonna work. It's
Wow.
gotta work. That looked like the full. I mean, how could it be such a sick call? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
he has
what
the
a
worst hand he's ever going to get to the river with here. He can't call this
unbelievable
one.
stuff. I mean, just like that, it was a river. What a follow through.
There we go.
Man.
Phil Ivey's had enough.
He had a plan.
The plan was go in 3 or continue.
All in.
Phil moves all in with queen jack. Wyken will call ace jack.
Oh, here we go.
Call.
As you see, 60 to 35.
2 million, right?
2.6.
5, 2.6.
Oh, I didn't know you had that much.
Yeah.
Still.
Phil with a chance to win it though, Jeff. Right here, right now.
Yeah. Queen jack. Seems dangerous here. You know, ace jack in the lead, but not by a ton. Make a lot of straights, and of course the queen around. And pretty good flop for Wyken.
Right, an 8 for a chop.
For me, yes.
Jack for a chop. Queen for the win for Phil.
10, 9.
Ace.
Ace it is.
How much is it?
Phil asking for hopeful cards, and Wyken just shut it down and said, look, how about an ace? There it is.
We go back to a 2-1 lead for Phil.
262.
Now one double, and it's like he's got a nice lead. So
Right.
Wyken Young gets a double, and Phil had that lean spot. They did get it in. Oh, these are 2 premiums in this game. Obviously, aces and jack 10 plays well, and see what.
All in.
Oh,
Wow.
wow! There you go.
Wyken rips it
There's
in.
not many hands you have to say what you're doing. Yeah, he said have a
Damn,
pair.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
This
Phil,
is,
65-35. That's all it is. Aces versus jack.
Yeah, let's say there's maybe one hand where you don't have to verbalize for sure what to do, but
And as you
Okay,
say,
I'm
Jeff,
good against
one double
you,
up, it
Phil.
switches all
Oh,
around.
man, don't.
Wyken could take a 10 to 5
Okay, I'll
lead
run
if he
good
wins
against
this
you.
pot.
I felt this.
oh my goodness.
My
Come on.
word. 10-10-9. Grin appears all over Wyken's face. Phil,
What did you say? Ace on a turn, right? Remember
he's
that?
sick.
I don't remember that. Nothing that ever happened.
Wyken Young, that was still jumbled in there. And no straight
Wow.
options there for the wheel. It's got to be an ace or an ace only, or we're going to be flip-flopping here. Look at that, Phil Ivey.
Well, for the first time, Jeff, Wyken Young has the lead in the heads up.
Well, last one in the tournament, currently first of 2.
Wow.
Putting late reg on
Yeah, that's how you do it, guys. You sit around and
fist
yeah.
pump bet spot where you're just like gonna win. Pip behind, but the suited jack 10 still Phil is a lot of splits here.
Phil's going to 3x this one, this time on the butt.
Interesting though, this is a hand that Wyken Young's probably gonna want to see some cards with.
Yeah, for sure. He's continuing here.
See at least 3.
Top 2 for Phil, open ender, and second pair for Wyken.
This is a
All
collision.
in.
Wow.
Call.
Snap call. I mean, he's still got some outs here.
Yeah, just like before, a 2-1 dog is Wyken. Can he run down the goat once more? If he does, he will be the 50k short deck champion.
A queen would be nice.
Phil asking for a card.
Phil
that
wants it
kills him.
over on the turn.
Set, right?
King or an 8. Those are the cards Wykin wants to see. There it is, king on the turn.
Like,
Just a queen or jack for Phil. Otherwise,
enjoying this?
Pretty much.
Wykin will be the winner.
This is my lucky dealer, though.
He says
Phil
it.
calling out all the stops.
Oh,
Well, not to be. Wykin came into this heads-up battle with just over 3 million in chips and leaves it
So good against you.
with the title and first
Sorry?
prize money. Jeff,
I'm glad to take it.
wow.
lot
sorry,
to
man.
say. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Wykin Young, first in, last out. There he is, getting Ivan Liao love right there. His buddy sees his friend scoop the trophy, take down the GOAT. Wykin.
If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for the best poker videos on YouTube. Make sure to also check out our previous video if you missed it, and let us know in the comments below what you would like to see on the next Fury TV.